And welcome back to episode 21 of the Hit the Showers podcast, presented to you by the Foolproof Entertainment Network. As always, my shower heads, I am your host, Clifford Jordan Jennings, here with my point man and co-host, Malcolm Towboy King. How you feeling?
What's going on, Cliff? How's everybody feeling?
You know, we made it. We made it again this evening. We got OG Mike Brown up there as always. How about you?
Hey, all right. How y'all doing?
You know it. You know we here. And
Yo.
then a longtime friend of mine, the beautiful Britt Dawson. How about you?
What's up? How's everybody?
Hey, all right.
It was a long week, but I made it through it.
What? I thought you said you was
I was
you
off,
had
but
some.
I had a whole lot going on, to be honest.
Okay,
Never off. Even when you
I
off,
understand.
you ain't off.
Right, got to keep it moving. But of course, we're here to talk sports, and I wanna start it off with my Ohio State boy, Justin Fields.
Okay.
So I saw on
Looking good.
ESPN all of the people are saying he's the second best quarterback in the draft. I don't quite know if I agree, but they said that they don't understand why he's falling as pegged number sixth in all of the mock drafts, or fifth. I'm sorry, in all of the mock drafts, even going behind Mac Jones, and that's surprising to me. But I want y'all's opinion. Like, is this a deserved spot for him, number 5 in that draft? Why do you think the draft stock is falling? Like, is it the scarlet and gray quarterback curse? Like, I feel like every quarterback that comes out in that scarlet and gray either gets asked to be a wide receiver or goes to play elsewhere.
Ooh.
I mean,
Ye-
Ladies first, how you feel?
no. Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
go ahead, Mike. I was
No,
just
go ahead.
commenting on
I'll,
the. You
The
said
scarlet
they
and
get
gray?
asked. Yeah, they get asked to be a wide receiver, and I'm just thinking, would you want Braxton Miller to play quarterback for
No,
your team?
no, I agree. I agree. I
You know,
agree.
is that
Troy Smith.
I mean, but
right?
Troy Smith. You can't hate on him. He was just undersized.
I mean,
Right,
they're
you
all
can't hate on him,
athletes.
yeah.
right. Yeah.
But I
athlete's
think
an athlete,
I
though.
think that's Ohio State's big issue, though, is that they sometimes they go with more athletic than skill, i.e., Joe Burrow's leaving. You know what I mean? Like, he looked good every time he was on that field, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I love Joe.
I
I
did
love
too.
Joe.
And it was like,
So,
why aren't you giving my guy a shot? And I just never understood that. And eventually you got rid of him. You saw what he became.
but I mean, I think it's about a system too, like with Ohio State, not to
Right.
kind of,
No, I do agree.
move away from the question. I just feel like that he didn't fit their system. They want a quarterback that is going to be able to kind of do a little bit of everything.
Right. Right.
I, I think that I think Justin Fields, like we said, I think they're trying to put him in a box. I mean, let's keep in mind. I don't think it's just Ohio State quarterbacks. They were going to do the same thing to Lamar Jackson until his mom got involved.
They
Lamar
tried
Jackson
to.
said, yeah, they said they were going to try to put him at a wide receiver because, when you're fast and you're black, I mean, that's probably what they think. They're not thinking, oh, quarterback. They're thinking, let's put him at a wide receiver or something different. So, yeah, I think they're just trying to put Justin Fields in a box and it's not right. I don't think he should go past 5, but to be honest, I think he should go. I don't think he should go earlier than 4 or 5, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think he should go 1, 2, or 3. I think he should go 4, maybe 5,
Right.
depending on the need in the team.
So you damn near almost was about to answer my next question. But Mike Brown, how you feel about it? You think he deserves to go at 5? You think he's the second best out of everybody?
Oh, no. I seen him going at 6 or 7.
You know what? I wouldn't be shocked
Right.
at that. I honestly wouldn't be shocked at that.
Don't
And
see him.
it's not that I don't think he's a good quarterback. I do think that he may be second best, let's say
Right.
second highest ceiling.
Yeah.
But as far as what I see from the other boys, especially Trey Lane, or not Trey Lance, Trevor
Zach
Lawrence
Trevor Lawrence.
and Zach Wilson, I definitely got them above Fields for sure. I do
Yeah.
I do see Fields and Trey Lance being very close in comparison. And then I heard something else interesting, that both of them are scheduled to hold a second pro day.
Second pro day.
Yeah, what's that about?
It was, hold on.
Yeah, I think Trey Lance's is the 19th, April 19th.
Yeah, while you're looking at that, Mike, I think Cliff, what they're wanting to do is, and everybody, they're wanting to give teams like an extra glimpse of a player. So like maybe if you wanted to, like maybe if you had a first impression, you're like, I'd love to see him again, or I want to make sure I'm right.
Right.
Look at him again, or people who might have missed him the first time somehow. Maybe they get a chance. I'm not sure what the legitimate logic is, but I believe it's just to kind of get the player some additional shine.
So
which could hurt or help them.
That's exactly where I was about to go. What's the risk reward on that? On a second time around, what is it that you can prove on a second pro day that you didn't on the first?
Who did you say that they wanted to do the second pro day? Trevor Lawrence and who else?
Or not Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance and Justin Fields.
Oh, okay. I think
Get that one.
I think that they're just not sure. I feel like it's almost like if they did good on their first pro day, it's like, okay, did you get lucky?
Right. Oh, so you think you think it could be like positioned to where the teams kind of want to see them again more so than them asking to do another.
Right.
Oh,
like they're not sure.
Yeah.
Like I'm not sure.
I didn't think about that.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right. Was this a fluke or
right?
Are you
before I draft you at 5?
Right.
Now I need to draft you at 9.
Right. Listen, now I think what you got.
I was gonna say I agree with you, Brittany, 100%.
Yeah, that does make sense. I never looked at it from that angle. I was more so thinking of it from a standpoint of they thought they could do better because both of them had drops. I think Trey Lance completed 54 62 passes or something like that. Can't quite remember Justin Fields off the top of my head, but I know that there's room to improve. But as we've discussed on previous podcasts, how close are people actually looking at a pro day anyway? You know what I mean? There's nobody else on the field with you. You don't have time to make reads or split decisions on the fly. So it's like,
can you even read the defense?
Right. Now, see, that brings me to the question I was going to ask before. And Malcolm, you said you saw Justin Fields going 4 out of the top 5 quarterbacks coming out. What's your order?
Trevor, Zach, I would say Trey. I mean, I feel like him and Justin are kind of tied right now as far as a toss-up on who could.
Right, I feel similar.
And then I would go Mac Jones, but the only issue is, from what it's sounding like, realistically, it may go Trevor, Zach, Mac, and then again toss up between Trey or Justin is what it sounds like lately.
Right. Now, in my opinion, I do agree with you there. If I'm gonna edge somebody out in that Trey Lance Justin Fields argument, I'm gonna give it to Trey. Just because he had that 2019 season, 28 touchdowns, no interceptions, and he did that as a young buck. I understand he didn't get to play as much due to injury coming out, but they already said North Dakota State is the closest to, an NFL playbook. So he did have to make some reads at the line, audibles, play calls that a lot of quarterbacks didn't have to do. So I would edge him out by a hair, though, over Justin Fields. And then Mac Jones, I swear, he looks like a softball coach to me. He's built like the Michelin Man. He's big and sloppy. Not big and sloppy, but like
the Babe Ruth of football.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like I'm not sold on him. And like my dad said, he's thrown to top-notch receivers. Those receivers he's thrown to may be top-notch in the NFL. And you're doing that in college. So that's not really telling me much about what you're capable of so much as what they're capable of. I don't know. I'm not sold on Mac, but where were we at before that? Where were we going? Oh, the risk reward on the
order. What's up, Pops?
What's going on, my man?
Oh,
What's
he's
going on?
there.
What's going on?
Yeah.
The old
What's
man's
happening?
there. This Brittany Pops. Brittany, that's my Pops.
Hey,
Hi,
Pops.
Brittany.
I don't. Hey, there he is. Hey, Pops.
All right.
That's because you
Hey,
got a double box. You got a rogue
You got-
box hanging out there, Brittany. I don't know
What
who
I got
that is.
going on? I see everybody at the
Yeah.
top. I see you at the head on my screen. We'll figure this out.
No,
we'll
we
figure
good.
this out
You want
later.
to make Malcolm look better?
We good
Hey.
regardless.
Hey,
Okay.
hold on, Cliff. Let me get Pops real quick. Pops, are you coming on looking like an orange cutie at the store, at the grocery store, with the jacket on? I said, what's this? Them orange cutie?
He coming out early, Pops. He coming
Yeah.
right at your
Hey.
throat.
I feel it. I
Yeah.
feel it. I see.
Yeah.
He finally got his
Go ahead,
foolproof shirt on, so he want crack. He want.
Yeah.
It's all right. Give you a quick rundown. We were just talking about Justin Fields falling to number 5 on the mock drafts, yet a lot of people have him pegged as the second best quarterback out of the draft. I don't quite see it that way. Basically, my question was, what is it that's dropping him down so low based off of what he did in his season? Like, could it be what we talked about previously, the Scarlet and Gray quarterback curse? Was it his pro day performance? Like, what is it that's taking his numbers away?
I just don't think nobody has confidence in him yet. I mean, right now, I made a bad mistake last week. I want to apologize to all the shower heads out there.
All right.
Finished it off wrong. So I made a mistake yesterday. So
You
really,
talking
my
about
word.
with Herring?
Yeah, so my opinion don't count that much. But I will say this, due to the fact that Ohio State's quarterbacks really don't pan out that well, and Justin really only has like 2 years experience. He came, I'm not going to – that's something I can think of right now, just the fact that he hasn't had enough to really make a name for himself. He played 2 seasons for Ohio State, but Ohio State quarterbacks really don't pan out too well.
He came from Georgia, though.
He did come from Georgia,
Transfer.
but he didn't win the game there. He wouldn't start a position there either. So
Right. You right.
I mean, it's kind of a make or break. Like, you got to show me something first.
Okay.
Were his stats the second season better than the first season?
Yeah.
His first season?
Mhm.
This last season they were?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say he played better. I like him better. His stats might be better. I like the way he played the first season better.
That's what I was thinking. I like how he played the first
He
season.
was a surprise his first season. He kind of caught everybody off guard.
Right.
Second season, he kind of, he had some struggles because, like I said, when I watched him play, there were some slant passes that he could actually hit instead of throwing the ball away or taking a hit. He could have threw them little slants or little short passes, but he always looked for the home run ball.
Well, that was one of the critiques on him, is that he can't fit a ball into a pocket. He has to throw to an open receiver. He can't throw his receiver open or thread a needle. It has to be a long bomb, or his receiver has to come to the ball.
Right.
You know what my take is, and I'm a little different when it comes to sports because sometimes I go by how I feel as opposed to like a statistic.
Right.
I think that Justin actually thinks too much. He doesn't want to make a mistake. So he's going for the for sure. So those those like split second decisions where you got to like zoom it in there, he doesn't want to take those.
Right.
He doesn't want to take that chance. And I think that's what's bringing his stock down.
I can see that.
He's just thinking too much, I really think that that's like hindering him.
Right.
Trying to be perfect on the field.
He don't want to throw in no windows.
Right.
That's what it is. The slants he can do.
Right. No, you're right. You are right there. But I mean, he's gonna have to do a lot more of that in the NFL. But go ahead, Mal.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I think everyone's looking heavily at that Alabama championship game. With Justin Fields and performance in the team, and then also to y'all's point, I mean, Brittany she said it well. Like, I feel like you got stats, then your own bias, right? So I feel like based off, like y'all said, the Ohio State quarterback history, a lot of teams could just be in bias too as well. Like, well, we know how it goes usually with these quarterbacks. Like, why even waste our time? That may not be the case, but
I mean, I think that's fair to say at this
they're
point.
not grooming, they're
Right.
not known for having really good quarterbacks.
Right.
Right.
So, I mean, I would be a little biased. I wouldn't want to take Ohio State quarterback. And I love Ohio State.
Right.
But
That's
I wouldn't
what-
want to take an Ohio State quarterback.
I love Ohio State, but I am 100% with you. I don't know about none of them. I don't think they've ever had a good one.
I'll speak now. I mean, I wouldn't take one now.
But Bobby Hoyne back in the day?
No. As I said, now I wouldn't take
Who
one now.
was with Eddie George? Joe, who would you
I
take?
think George had
That's a good question. I can't remember who that was.
uh
But the better question is, who would you take? You said you wouldn't take him now, but I'm like, in what era?
Yeah, I don't.
no. I'm saying any up to date up to this point, I wouldn't
Oh,
take him.
okay. You're saying
I
that
Okay,
mean,
it could
potentially
get
for the
better.
future, right?
Ryan Day,
Okay,
looking at the quarterbacks that are coming in, like the
okay.
guy that he got coming in.
I'm following.
I'm not too
I think
impressed with the CJ guy because I think he's another running quarterback, but he does have a decent arm. But the guy they got coming in next year, that's supposed to be the top 5 quarterback, passing quarterback. I mean, I see him trying to upgrade
Right.
from the running style that Ohio State's used to.
Mm.
Well, I mean, we're there. I mean, not to keep it on Ohio State because we got other topics, of course, but I feel like this is the opportune time for them to make some of those adjustments and break away from that Tressel era. You know what I mean? Like Tressel was all run heavy, run, make a couple passes here, and then we got to a point where it was run, but then we do the option. And then after the option, we started giving the quarterback a little bit more leeway to actually throw the ball or run the ball. And now that we've gotten rid of Myers and who was the other one? Who's there now?
Yeah.
Day? Ryan Day?
Yeah. Day's the man now.
So I mean, I feel
Right,
like he
yeah,
has
Day.
some reins to, like you said, he hasn't even got his recruiting class in there yet. So he has a chance to make some changes to the team, like the system, to hopefully bring in a real quarterback.
Right.
right.
I just want to
But
see
can
one.
he groom that?
Mm.
But can he groom? But we're still not answering the point. Is have you guys ever had anyone that's a quarterback whisperer? So to speak?
Oh, I see
don't
what you
see
mean,
that
like
in
someone
any
to
league.
develop like a coach, a quarterback coach out of Ohio State
Right,
that would
'cause
help,
That's
right?
what-
Because there's certain,
Mm.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
said
I
what,
would say
Pop?
they haven't.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Day's supposed to be that kind of quarterback guru.
That's why I'm interested to see if he does make any changes, like how they run their system entirely. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I would say that Justin Fields is he pushes the barometer a little closer. You know what I mean, to a passer than what we've had in the past.
I honestly think that he fits today's quarterback.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I don't know how much faith I have in him.
And I think he'll be a good quarterback if you put him on the right system and let him sit behind somebody for a minute.
So
Honestly, since Day took over as the quarterbacks, we've been throwing the ball a lot more.
right.
The problem with it is Ohio State. I don't see the maturity with Ohio State.
From
When
where?
I
From
say
what
that-
angle? Yeah,
When
like
I say that, I'm saying most of the quarterbacks come out of there. Look at them that have come out. I mean, are they really on their quarterback? Troy was a good quarterback, but he had a problem being a hothead.
I think I know. I see what
And
angle
look
you're coming at.
Look at Haskins. Haskins come out. I mean, what is he? Look at Cardale Jones, another one who's just lazy. Who's not really. I mean,
What about Trell Pryor? What about him?
Well,
Is that
all
like
of them,
him?
point. They don't really. Where's the disciplinary action at? I mean, where's the quarterbacks? They don't. I don't see the Ohio State's quarterback being mature enough to be the kind of guys that would lead a team. Now, Justin, on the other hand, he fought. He showed leadership, trying to get the boys back out on the field. I like that. I see the willingness to want to be success. I like that. Now, the other quarterbacks, you can't say anything positive about them doing anything structure-wise. It would show they are leaders.
But I actually,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to say that I actually think that is Ohio State's fault because they are such a big school and these athletes kind of get catered to.
Right. Right.
And especially when you're the starting quarterback. I mean, you really can't have a better position if you're at Ohio State.
Right.
And I just feel like they're just not being prepared for that next level. That's why you see them there. Everything's being given to them. And when they get to the NFL, it's like, oh, I got to work again. But I just did my 2-3 years or 4 years not working. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like it's the system that Ohio State has in place that is actually making them unsuccessful.
Right. I agree 1,000%. I think it also comes back to the athleticism. When you're picking somebody for athleticism over skill, the guy usually thinks he can just do it. You know what I
That's why
mean? I can just do it.
That's why I said that I wouldn't take him before, but I'll take him now, because if you look at the recruits that he's getting now, they're quarterbacks. And now, right now, at this point, right now, who is the quarterback? You don't even know who the quarterback is. But
I have no idea.
They have three top quarterbacks on the team right now, and they're all competing for a job.
Right.
What happened the last time they started competing? They just started this, and we got a Heisman Trophy winner, but he didn't play for Ohio State. But he came from Ohio State.
Right.
So my point is, now they're competing. It's actually competition. They got a 5-star quarterback that knows how to throw the ball coming in next year. So the competition is starting to increase for a quarterback position, not just pretty much handing an athlete the ball and saying run.
Right, right. Yeah, I would like to see that happen, but let's keep it moving. I'm sick of talking Ohio State. You shut up.
Whoa.
Sam Darnold to the Panthers. I mean, I feel like that's a good move for Sam, for sure, you know. But I feel like what can the Jets do now without him? You know what I mean? Because even if you get the guy that you want at number 2, they got the second pick, so I would feel comfortable that I would get a upper echelon quarterback. But a rookie quarterback is now going to have to be the guy to lead you. You know what I mean? And we all know that the Jets are in a phase where they don't care about winning, but at the same time, I don't think that this helps you claw your way out of that hole you've been in either. Now, with the second pick and the 23rd in the first round, what do you see a possible Wilson or Trevor Lawrence doing in that Jets system that Sam Darnold couldn't? You know what I mean? Like, I don't... Like
their rookie year?
Right, in general. Because, I mean, I know you're just joining us, Brittany, but we've had conversations in the past that I myself, I'm not going to speak for anybody else here, but I don't know that we should be so quick to write Sam off when Sam never had anything to begin with. You know what I mean? Right. And now you're just putting a new younger quarterback in that same position. And it just seems odd to me. Now, we know the Jets are comfortable with starting a rookie because Sam started as a rookie.
Well, they didn't have any options.
Right. But now you had options and you just traded one of them away. You know what I mean? To put yourself back in a situation with no options.
So let's go back to Burrow. We know.
Hold on.
Go ahead, Mike.
What about, you think Sam Darnold's an upgrade over Teddy Bridgewater?
No.
Never. Never. That's the water.
Well,
you said, well.
What you think? Well,
when's the last time Teddy Bridgewater completed a full season?
No, let's see. You said better. We asked him, is he better?
Yeah.
I mean, when you say better, I'm thinking like I'm a team owner and who do I want in that position?
Right.
So that's when you say better, that's how I'm looking.
You're counting durability as well.
Yeah, I'm counting everything.
Right.
I'll give you that.
Well, if that's the case, they're both injury prone because Sam Darnold was out too.
Well, he had everything going on with him. He had mono. He had everything.
Sam Sam out here just slobbing up there.
Right, motherfucker was kissing on the subway.
Yeah, I got a contract.
But
kiss.
That's a good question, though. I mean, but at the same time, what I would say is, I mean, at least Bridgewater had a couple people to throw to. Line might have held up for a little longer than that Jets line, you know what I mean? So putting him in that position, we don't know. Maybe he is.
Yeah.
I will go with Britt though. I mean, I'm gonna tell you this. I think Sam Darnold was dealt a bad deal with the Jets.
Right.
Coming in with a better squad, better receivers, better coaching, he may go out there and flourish.
Yeah.
But then again, Teddy Bridgewater, if he can't help it because he just got bad luck. But I think it's going to be a good quarterback battle. I can't give it to Sam Darnold and say he will be the starter. I can't say Teddy be the starter. I say it's going to be a good battle. But I say this, either one of them could be a success if given the right opportunity. They got a good team now. They both playing for a good team, so I can't talk down on one of them right this moment.
Okay, so quick question. Yes, go ahead, Mike.
Can I let y'all in on something?
Of course.
I'm a USC fan, so I like USC quarterbacks. So there is no curse on them. So let's just hope. That's just
they well trained.
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead, though, Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
Never mind. I'm done. I was done. I was already done. I knew you was gonna come with something. I knew it.
Carson, no Palmer.
Oh, got hit. Got cheap shotted by the Bengals.
Remember that? What was your point? What was your point of that statement, Mike? Of saying that you're a USC quarterback fan.
Sam Donald. He's a 2-year USC quarterback.
Right. Okay.
That's why.
Okay.
And that's why he started throwing Matt Leinart at me and stuff like that.
Right. Okay.
It's all good.
I got lost for a second there.
I'm sorry, bro. I had to throw out that. I had to throw it out there.
No, you absolutely fine. But I got a question for you, Miss GM Dawson. If you were thinking like a Jets GM, like you were just saying you were, right? And you were going to hold this new rookie quarterback to the same standard as Sam Darnold, what does he have to accomplish for you to feel good with the pick that you achieved? Whether that be record, completion ratio, whatever the case may be.
You know what? I'm a little different. So coming into it, if I'm the GM of the Jets, I'm not going to expect much out of my rookie quarterback. I'm going to want him to get the system down pat, and I'm going to build around him.
Right.
And I'm going to see how that goes. Now, once I build around him, like once I get the pieces in place, he needs to do his job.
Right. Now your head's on the block.
Yeah. Then that's when I come down hard on him.
Well, it sounds like you may be a better GM than the Jets got because they never built around Sam's ass.
I think that's just the way things are nowadays. They don't give quarterbacks a chance, especially black ones. Like if they're not doing it now, then they're out the door. You used to have time to develop. Like what was it? Steve
McNair.
No,
Steve Young and Joe Montana.
Yeah, Steve Young sat behind Joe Montana. It's like, okay, he became a great quarterback, but he had the time to develop. They don't do that anymore.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
It's like they just don't give these quarterbacks time to develop. So they really have no clue on what they really can do because they send them out there. They don't perform in their first year or two, and then it's like they throw them to the wolves, and then their confidence is shot. So
right. They get thrown into that pool of every other quarterback. Yeah, no, that's a.
What's my one guy's name? I cannot think of his name right now. He played for the Browns, black quarterback. Then he went to the Chargers, and they just kept just sliding him out the way.
Taylor.
Taylor.
Yeah. They just slide him out the way every time they, just.
Yeah, no, that's what they do. But I mean, now he down in Texas where it looks like he got a good situation.
You know what I mean? Oh yeah, in Houston.
Yeah, I mean, at least he has a good situation. I'm not speaking on anybody else.
For now.
Right?
Allegedly.
Right.
Hey, allegedly.
But Tyrod is in a good situation. Big man. But Sam, where were we at? What were we talking about? Oh, the record. What about you, Mark? What would Sam Darnold have to?
You getting ready to make mommy mad?
What would he have to do to? What would the new quarterback have to do?
No, take it upstairs.
Right.
To prove himself. Oh, okay.
Get your pizza.
As far as Zach, so let's just say that you're saying if the Jets draft Zach Wilson, what would he have to do to prove himself? Or you're saying Sam Darnold,
any of the first, whether it be Zach, Trevor, maybe we're wrong, and Justin Fields does go at the 2. What would they have to produce?
Right.
But don't the Jets have a new coach?
Yeah, they got a new coach. I was going to say that.
Did they who?
Okay.
They fired
from 49ers.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was a defensive offense coordinator.
I did not know that.
I believe defense. Yeah, they got a new coach this year. I was going to mention that. They kept making jokes that Adam Gase was too high in New York, so he had to go. But anyway, I think with the new coach, a new system. You said they have the 23rd pick in the first round too.
Yeah, they got the second, and then the 23rd, and the 24th in the second round.
I think they need to at least win 7 to 8 games to show that we're progressing compared to last year. I think that's a fair base.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
That would be a good. That would be a good. That would be like a New York Knicks current year for Jets if they pulled that off.
So Malcolm, you're the GM that's going to get rid of everybody because they don't win 7 or 8 games their rookie year.
No, not necessarily. I think Justin Herbert really set the bar last year in Los Angeles on the Chargers. I think he just came out guns blazing.
Everybody ain't Justin Herbert.
Exactly. Everybody's not gonna come out like that.
But you're talking about a San Diego Chargers team that was nice,
right?
Talking about a Jets team that's bottom half. Now, if I was a GM for the Jets, my first pick would be like a Wilson. I need a running quarterback.
Right.
And I'm going to take that next pick, the 23rd, and I'm going to try to come up and I'm going to try to pick someone like Najee Harris. Give me a running back.
You up on Najee? You like Najee, boy?
Well, I mean, because if you watch Alabama, Najee was good at blocking. He was good at catching. He was fast, and he always a home run threat. So what I'm trying to say is, if you're going to get a running back, you need a running back that can catch the ball.
No, I agree.
So if I was a quarterback and if I was a coach trying to build up a good quarterback, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quarterback that can drop back. If you don't have anything, throw it to your option being a good running back.
Right.
Najee's a great running back. He can get you 3-4 yards with his legs or by catching or his hands.
Right.
Therefore, you'll protect your quarterback, giving him enough knowledge.
Escape route too.
Yeah, to grow your first year.
Right.
I don't really need you to win. I just need you to mature
and get comfortable. Right.
So my thing is, I got to get the best running back in the game to go along with a decent quarterback. If not, if my offensive line is not that good, I'm going to ruin no matter what quarterback I pick.
Right. No, you're right. That was well put. That was how you feel about it, Mike. What record would you say would be a decent one, assuming you got your Zach Wilson, Najee Harris pickup?
A good record. Give me.
A good record for the Jets.
Well, right. What's yours, Pops? And then we gonna get to you, Mike.
Okay, I was like
5-11.
5-11. Okay. See, that's more of what I was thinking along those lines.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. 8 and
7 and 8 or
7, right?
I was going with 6 and 10.
6 and 10.
I go
6 and
strong division.
I could go with that.
Right.
I could go with 6 and 10. Yeah.
You know, I agree.
The problem is when you set the I don't know, the idea, the concept, the bar too low, so to speak. Usually that's what happens to a lot of coaches too. All gotta try to do is get to 4 or 5 games. And let's be honest, a lot of GMs these days don't have, or not GMs, well, GMs and owners, they don't have patience. They might see that 1 or 2 seasons, you're out.
Like what Britt said, yeah, Malcolm. It's a lot more Malcolm GMs around than there are Brits.
I'm gonna let my team develop.
Yeah, no, they gotta go with Malcolm. Time we in New York, they at our throats. They gonna burn the city down.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I'll say this. So what? My Eagles won the Super Bowl 3 years ago. At this point, I mean, they fired Peterson with the quickness and let Wentz go. I mean, it's cutthroat out here.
Right.
Either you're winning or you're not. So what have you done lately? I don't care. Oh yeah, you won us a ring. You're out.
And you know what? To your point,
now.
To your point, Britt, too, when you brought up Steve Young and Joe Montana, I feel like we've traveled so far from that era to where now it's business anyway. You look at, Mount gave the perfect example. You look at Aaron Rodgers coming up behind Brett Favre. Now look at Jordan Love coming up behind Aaron Rodgers. He don't want nothing to do with that little dude. I didn't tell you to get him in the first place. I'm playing for 4 more years. Why are you getting another quarterback? I'm not developing anybody to take my position. So it's almost like these quarterbacks don't even have somebody that is like, well, who gonna teach me the ropes?
But see, that's where you come in as the GM. I think that he doesn't want anything to do with them because of the vibe that they're giving him. Like,
I agree.
When they're drafting quarterbacks, they should come to him like, hey, we want somebody take your place in X amount of years. So we're going to draft the quarterback and start developing them now. No, they just go out there and drafted a quarterback on Aaron Rodgers, and he was shocked. You know, like that's why he has that attitude.
I agree.
But you know what? Hold up. Go one more step back further.
Yep.
When Aaron Rodgers came in, Brett Favre said, "I'm not training you."
Yeah.
I can see Brett Favre saying that for sure.
Brett Favre said he wasn't going to train Aaron Rodgers. So Aaron Rodgers was like, "Hey, nobody gave it to me. I had to fight, claw, and scratch to get to where I'm at today. So if you any good, you need to do the same."
But I also think the vibe too was like they brought Aaron Rodgers in, and Brett Favre knew he was eventually going to be out.
Right.
So I think it wasn't like a competition thing. Like Aaron Rodgers may take your place. It's like, hey, when I'm done, you get the throne.
Right.
Like I think that's just it's a different vibe right now with Green Bay. It's more like, hey, if you start slipping, the moment you start slipping, he's coming in.
See, but look, Brett, what I'm saying is, Brett Favre was the starter. You brought somebody in up under him, and you tell him to train him. Brett said, "No, I'm not doing it." And guess what? They moved Brett on out the store, out the picture.
Right, to Minnesota.
Yeah. So, but my thing is also, when I say that, Cliff, you asked me the question, why did your boy look so good in Cincinnati this year? It's because he had a great running back behind him.
Oh, no, it was Malk. That was Malk that said that. Joe Burrow in Cincinnati.
Joe Burrow? I think Joe Burrow was going to look good no matter where he went.
I like him.
Yeah, but look how he had a great running back.
You got to have one. Right, you got to have one.
Mixon was awful good. Mixon had some nice runs that, blocking, running, catching. Mixon kept a lot of pressure off of him. But when Mixon started slipping in the end, what happened to Joe? He got hurt.
Yeah, there is no pass threat without the run threat. That's just, you just won't have one. That's facts.
And as far as the quarterback development goes, my dad in the chat made a good point just now because my dad's a Steelers fan. He said they didn't give
Papa King?
He said they didn't give Big Ben time to develop, and that's actually a good point. Big Ben came in under Tommy Maddox, who was a terrible quarterback, and they had to throw Big Ben into the game, and he turned out to be at least a potential Hall of Fame quarterback. So I think it just depends on the situation. I mean, either you rise to the occasion or you don't. That's how I look at it. Simply
exactly.
Well, I actually think they did give Ben time to develop in the sense of he's been there for years, so it wasn't like, he had the time to develop. He just was like starting and developing. He was like on the big screen while he was developing.
Right. I know.
So I do feel like they gave him time. What I'm saying is where you have that constant thought in the back of your head, like, hey, if I make the wrong pass, I'm out of here type deal, which is what I think they did a lot of times with Tyrod.
Well, yeah, right. No, that's definitely with Tyrod. With Favre, it was a little different because it was like health too. Remember, they was talking that same Steve Young shit. Like, if you keep getting hits in the head, you're gonna be brain dead out here. So at that point, you kind of, as the GM, got to be like, let's start to look for our next guy before he takes one more good one. You know what I mean?
I think
probably good in Minnesota.
He did.
But hey, Malcolm.
Yeah.
Question. You like to talk about Philly, but I'm going to tell you what your downfall
was. He know 5 of them.
And we're gonna talk about the quarterbacks and what we're talking about, the same subject.
Yeah.
Philly's starter went down and the backup won the Super Bowl.
Right.
Now, they had quarterback controversy coming into the very next season because of the fact that your backup and your starter was a problem. So you had to get rid of your backup.
Right.
So you get rid of your backup, and your starter wasn't as good as the backup, so of course you're gonna fall apart.
Right.
Sorry, Malcolm.
Well, listen, y'all didn't tell me. Listen, and Cliff will tell y'all this 100%. Y'all didn't tell me nothing I didn't know because I was saying that at that time, and I'll keep saying it now, is that you don't get rid of your hot hand.
Right.
Matter of fact, I didn't know this today. I mean, this is kind of a small side point. You even got a statue of the man, aka Nick Foles, outside of the Philadelphia arena.
He ain't even there.
He's not.
Look at y'all jumping the gun.
All right.
No. Enough's enough.
Pull it down like a Confederate statue.
He's not right. He's not a starting quarterback. Thank you,
man. Back to that. We ain't gonna jump back into that conversation, but.
Right.
I just.
But anyways,
yeah. Go ahead.
Real quick, Cliff. Look how they did Peyton Manning, y'all. Remember whenever Bill Polian, the GM, said, "Peyton, we don't want you."
That was
You
a
know,
good,
Indy
yeah.
fans were hurt. And Indy
Oh,
was
yeah.
hurt. I mean, they brought in Andrew. Look, they brought in Andrew No Luck because no offense, that's all he ended up.
He
being
was hot
no
as
luck for them.
no that his rookie year.
Yeah, he was hot at
But
first.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
He was
was.
hot.
Listen, Brittany.
Right.
But listen, Brittany. I'll say this though, and this goes back to episodes that Clifford will say before too. Carson Wentz, he was hot as rookie year too. They talked about MVP kind of year. After
Yeah,
that,
it's the
what
second
happened?
year. It's
You
the
know what I
second and
mean?
third year when they get a read on you is, when they see how good you really are. But I don't think that Adam Luck ever really fell off so much.
Andrew.
Right.
He said Adam.
Andrew.
I know
Andrew.
what you
Thinking-
meant. He knew what you meant.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought you were talking about Adam Gates.
Brittany's
I didn't know.
stupid.
But
But,
that's tradition. We always
I mess up
one
one name
in
an
there. That's tradition.
episode. But I don't think he really fell off so much as he started getting injured.
Right.
And then his game started fucking up. And I think his game fucked up from the fact that he was injured, worrying about getting injured again.
Yeah, lost his mental. His mental was like just low. Like
That-
he didn't have that. Well, that's so again. Not to keep bringing up, but that's where I'm at with Carson Wentz. When people say, "What is he gonna do in Indianapolis?" I feel like it's almost like a curse. Honestly, after Peyton left, now I might be onto something. You got Andrew Luck who didn't work out. He got injury prone. You got Carson Wentz who's injury prone,
What?
who's now in Indianapolis. It might be a
What?
death wish to be Indianapolis quarterback now after Peyton Manning.
Oh yeah, a little bit. You don't even notice.
What you say?
You know,
You notice because of the little cup.
it might be a death
Well,
wish in Indianapolis to be a quarterback there now. Because look at what's happened since.
Never know. He might flourish too, Malcolm. You never know. He might. Flourish,
but I think Andrew Luck was hands down a better quarterback than Carson Wentz even is.
Now you remember.
Definitely.
You remember.
Yeah, no, I would give him that too.
Yeah, I would too.
So I don't trust in Carson Wentz. I don't trust in Indianapolis quarterback since Peyton Manning left. Now Jacoby Brissett was decent. He was decent. They got rid of him and he went to Miami.
Yeah, he
He's in
was
Miami
all right.
now.
Right.
He was all right.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like these guys, their mentalities get crushed with them injuries. To your point, Cliff, and the light bulb came on. I feel like again, same thing's probably gonna happen with Carson Wentz. What happened with Andrew Luck? You know, you're gonna go in there and you're gonna get in, and you're gonna be scared of getting hurt each time. That's all you've been.
Listen,
I think he's already scared of getting hurt.
Who wins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he's already there.
You think he's? But I mean, that's a new
I
line.
think-
That's
I-
a new line.
I-
You got
I
a lot of
think-
getting to know to do. You know what I mean? Like you got a lot of rings to buy. You got a lot of watches to buy here. Like, hey, y'all my squad. I got you these rollies. Stick with me. Give me some more time in the backfield. That'd be
Hey.
inscripted on the bottom of the road. Give me more time
Hey.
in the backfield.
And they still ain't listen. He still don't got their buy-in because old boy still ain't giving up his jersey number for wins. Remember we talked about that in the previous episode.
That's
He
a
said
wide
he not having
receiver,
his
though.
jersey number.
That's a wide receiver.
It don't
though. That's
matter.
different.
If Peyton
Who?
Manning or somebody-
What Eagles wide
Yeah.
receiver doesn't want to give up his jersey number?
It
Like,
wasn't,
you guys
no,
don't
no,
even
no,
have.
Carson-
Whoa.
Oh, hold on, Brittany.
You guys don't even have.
Whoa.
You know.
Whoa.
Brittany,
I mean-
take it easy. Hold
Slow
on.
down, Brittany.
Hold on, Brittany. Slow down, Brittany.
I'm
Hey,
just-
Brittany. Hold on, Brittany.
Like
Dang.
everybody should be willing to
Brittany.
give up.
Well,
Brittany,
it wasn't
you was on my-
Eagles.
you was
It
on my
was
good side.
It
Dang.
was.
Yeah.
It wasn't Eagles. It was the Colts.
It was the
Yeah.
Colts.
Oh,
the
okay,
Colts.
okay.
Yeah, the
Colts.
Colts.
My bad, my bad,
Who
my
was it? It wasn't.
She's getting ready to go in on it real quick.
I
I
can't
wasn't
I can
mad.
see who it was. I
wasn't mad
see
at
who it
you.
was. But long story short, Brittany, this receiver on the Colts is
Mhm.
wearing the number that Carson Wentz would normally wear, and he was like, "I'm not giving you this number."
Yeah, he asked
You
if
can
he
pick a
would
new
change
number.
his number and he could
It's
have
not
it.
It's not who's their number one wide receiver?
T.Y.
He's-
Hilton, you thinking of?
Yeah,
Not
it's not
T.Y.
T.Y. Hilton.
T.Y.
Okay.
Nah,
Who was on the opposite side of him?
that's what I can't.
So
I knew
I
dude's
think-
name
I-
too.
It's Mike. I think it's Michael Pittman Jr. I think that's who wears number 11. I believe that's yep, it's him. Michael Pittman Jr. wears number 11 on the Colts. He will not give that up for no Carson Wentz.
I mean, I feel it. You ain't been here, Joe. Like, come do
Right.
something first. Show me something.
Right. I understand.
But I guess we'll move off of the quarterbacks. We've been on that for a while. Unless
Hey, I got one thing to say. I'm gonna get up off of here, but I want to say my hit the showers before I
Yep,
go.
who's your hit the showers?
And I'm gonna tell you right now, it's Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson,
Hit.
why?
Yes, hit the showers because they got all them little indictments against him, but now them ladies, they're gonna have to come out.
Well, they ain't
in front
indictments, but right.
He's been accused.
Right. Right.
And they just released that shit saying that they have to release the identities of the accusers.
Yes.
Well, if it goes to court, they have to.
Right. But
anyway.
Okay.
That's who might hit the showers.
Maybe he don't need to hit the showers. Maybe that's what's getting him in trouble. Them showers and maybe he needs to bypass those and go home. Go home and hit the showers. Right?
Hit the bed.
Right. You know? Maybe that's what needs to happen. But you be safe,
anyway,
bro.
I'll catch up with y'all next time.
All right.
See ya.
Talk to y'all later. Yep. Nice meeting you, Brent.
Nice meeting you as well.
All right now.
But yeah, no, I mean that's interesting. I'm still right down the middle with it. I'm Shannon Sharp. You know what I mean? I would never. I'm not gonna make light of any situation like this, but at the same time, I'm not gonna be the guy who automatically says you're guilty before I hear what goes on. You know what I mean? Because they was questioning those women, and I remember the one said he was asshole naked when he was on the massage chair. And
you're supposed to be though.
That's what I was like. Oh my! Now listen,
you're supposed to be.
Only time I've ever gotten a massage was after a car accident or before sex. So I'm not hip to the etiquette of massage, right? But I didn't know. I thought they put the towel over you, right?
Yeah. I get massages all the time, and depending on where I go, you go down to nothing.
Right. So I mean that I didn't get it, and I was waiting on them to say, and then what? But they never asked the question. You know what I mean? Like, and then what? Like, and then what happened?
Right. And I think that's the thing with the media nowadays. They don't really fully answer questions. They just kind of like give you little droplets and make you like kind of like finish the rest. So, he was butt naked. He was already ready for it. Like,
and you know what he did.
Yeah, but it's like, no, he was supposed to get down to nothing, and she was supposed to come massage him. You know, he probably had a towel over him or something like that. So it's like that's the regular protocol for that. Now, my thing with the whole Deshaun Watson thing is the reason why I'm not like on the bandwagon like he's guilty, you know, yet is because of the similarities between his situation and Antonio Brown. So you mean to tell me, because when Antonio Brown was going against the NFL, he was getting accused by the women that were giving him a massage of taking advantage of him. So I'm like, is this an NFL thing? You know, it could be. Is it deeper than just these two players, or are these players being set up and this is the NFL's way of trying to?
Black men.
What you got, Pop?
I feel like,
to me, I think it's all bull crap, because honestly, you got a vibe when you go in there. When he go in there, he came in to get his massage. They laughed, they joked, they clowned around, and he kept pressing the issue to see how far he could go. If she being a massage therapist in a bid, most businesses, they got other ones in there as well. So if she made
they were supposedly private. They were supposed to be private setups.
Right, and you will have your individual rooms when you go get your massage.
Well, no, they said that he borrowed a massage table from the Texans organization and was having these people come to his house.
But my point
or vice versa, or go to their house.
So long, man? If he was if he really made you feel that bad, then why don't you come out and say it from the beginning? Why are you waiting so long to everybody build up these cases?
Right, it's real convenient, the timing of when the stories come out type shit.
Now the money, you talking about throwing money out there. Now everybody got a story to tell.
Yeah, I mean, what you got, Britt?
I was going to say, again, just to piggyback off your dad, like, it's about timing. And then, like I said, it's just too coincidental that it's the same type of scenario that Antonio Brown had when he was being accused. And Antonio Brown came back. He literally kept quiet all season for the most part. You really didn't hear of him. And you didn't hear of his case either.
Right.
It just kind of like faded away. And I feel like when Deshaun gets on whatever team he's going to be on and he's settled and he's not making any noise, it's going to fade away as well.
Right.
Same thing with Kobe Bryant. Why would a girl go to your room at 4:00 in the morning? At 4:00 in the morning, and then you're going to say he raped you, but yet you was game for everything until to that last moment that he went a little too far.
Yeah, I don't want to get on that topic
Yeah, I don't. I
on this
don't.
show because it's so deep, but I have
Right.
my thoughts about it, like, of them trying to make so many high class or high profile black men rapists in some form.
Well,
Right.
let me put it this way. This is funny that you say this because I have a very close friend of mine who has a son who's very athletic, and we were having a conversation about it, and she was like, not to take it there, of course, but she was like, I don't really care to have my child shucking and jiving for anybody, to be honest. And I thought to myself, like basically she was, equating it like athletes have in the past to like the slave blocks, and the biggest, strongest guy in the draft is how they judge you. But what I took it as, especially with a situation like this, is if you are fighting for ownership, like of a player, of a man, like under contract.
What?
Look at me from. No, for you. And you equate it to a slave situation, right? A slave that stopped working got killed, right?
Right.
A slave that stopped producing got killed. So if this is a ownership situation, and I view you as property as opposed to the athlete, and you're not willing to do your job, I have to kill your career.
Right.
And I feel like it's very similar as far as timing and, like you said, previous stories that we've heard. I mean, think about it. Me and Malk talked about it. Robert Kraft was on a list for a sting operation. You were on the list in black and white. You feel me? And nobody hears anything about that. But let black man lay down naked to get a massage, and all hell breaks loose. I just don't get it. I don't get it. But I'm not gonna say it's nothing. But I'm not gonna say it's something either. You got to prove it to me. Is how I feel about the whole situation.
I think the only difference, though, Brittany, with the Antonio Brown and the Sean Watson thing is, the thing with Antonio Brown is it was kind of like because he was already out there as far as his character goes and previous issues with just different things in general. I feel like it made him look worse for a while, whether it died down or not, because he's already been in drama, so to speak, right? Deshaun, this is the first time he's been in some drama, but the only problem is he's in the most looked at position, as you mentioned with Ohio State, is being a quarterback, right? So it's like more eyes are on him. But yeah, and he's losing endorsements. So I feel like as far as him going to another team, Brittany, I don't know if it'll be the same bounce back for Watson like it is for Brown, if that makes sense, because you're already losing endorsements. You're the face of the franchise. Whether you're guilty or not, it's looking bad as far as people are viewing it because you're losing endorsements. This may have really ruined his reputation and career. I hope not, but it's looking like with him being the face of the franchise and who he is, unfortunately, it could be a death sentence for him. And I mean, it's sad, but again, we never know until the truth comes out.
I mean, it's going to take money out of his pocket for sure. I can't see it ruining his career because he is the man that he was before. You know what I mean? It didn't take him much time to develop into who he was coming out of college. So if he does get a clean shot, a clean slate somewhere else, I'm pretty sure he's going to work his way back up to getting a max level contract with somebody else.
But on that note, with the difference between, like you said, Antonio Brown and Watson, Antonio Brown's a receiver.
Right.
He can control his destiny, where Deshaun Watson really can't control his. If he got put in the Jets right now and they don't have receivers to throw to, and offensive line to block for him, he's not going to be the same.
Right.
He's not going to be the same Watson. It's not going to look the same as he would in Houston. In Houston, he has defense. He has receivers. He had receivers. He had, line. He was the man with the ball. He had to create. With Antonio Brown, he don't have to create. You can run around all day long and not have a good game, and then the next game he might catch 5 passes and you hear his name. If you throw 2 games with bad passes, they're gonna say, "Man, his mind wasn't right. This ain't right." And there's more pressure on him. He has to think about a lot of stuff.
And then you also have to think. Look how they did Kaepernick for standing up for injusticeness.
And that's essentially what this was, right?
We're not talking about somebody who's going the Kaepernick route. This is something he's being accused of, and we're saying allegedly has done, supposedly. So I feel like if they did Kaepernick this way, I feel like I could definitely see teams in the NFL doing.
Well, I see it being a similar boat because the whole at least from my understanding, From my understanding, the whole situation was the front office was making moves that he wasn't involved in. He was asking to be involved in the meetings or whatever. Clearly, something was said to him that made him feel lesser than. And he said, "Oh, I'm not playing another down for y'all anymore." So if I'm being honest in that situation, I can only imagine a few things being said to him. Now, instead of him coming out and saying what was said, he chose to take the more noble route and keep it to himself and just say, "I'm not gonna play anymore for y'all." Now, that may be to his detriment, because by you not saying something, now they can position this situation as in you were the bad apple.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's almost you messed up by not saying what you knew, and now we can spin it to where you're the guy.
It's kind of like when you're at work and you know somebody has done something and you don't go to HR. Us people of color have to start going to HR more. And Deshaun Watson needed to go to HR.
Right.
Dry snitching. Email.
That ain't right. That's
anonymous.
That's a very important point to make, though, in situations like that, because we're raised on that, not tattling, not snitching.
Right.
But in those situations, it's completely different than the way we were raised. You feel what I'm saying? Because white folks were raised completely different. And that's their world. So you got to play by their rules to win it, right? Yeah. So that means sometimes you may have to knock on the HR door.
Right. I say throw it out there. If I was Deshaun Watson, I'd throw it out on the table.
But in his defense,
he already did, Pops. That's what they're saying. He already did.
In his defense,
you stupid! You are dumb as fuck.
I know what he's doing.
I didn't even.
I knew y'all catch
that
on
went right over my head. You
and that went over probably theirs too.
Hey.
But I would. I'd just come out and say, look, I paid old girl to do this for me. She said, okay, we did it. I mean, hey, I didn't hurt her.
They kind of said that. He kind of.
About him, I just put it out there though. Like, look, it is what it is. This is what happened. Pow. I gave it.
They just released. The lawyer just said that everybody that was involved in any sexual contact was
consensual.
Right.
He did make a statement early on saying that.
Right.
He did make a statement early on.
Listen,
but what I was going to say, I think there's something going on within the organization, like everybody's been talking about, because why are these high profile players like him, and who trades Hopkins? Like, that's not a real, like, that shouldn't have been a thing, you know, but I'm assuming that he probably wanted out. So I just feel like something within the organization is going on.
Listen, and I know you just joining us, so you haven't been in the past. Look what they did to James Harden. When James Harden wanted out of Houston, they started releasing all them articles saying he's not focused. He's out at the clubs. He's kicking it with all these people. They even photoshopped him being overweight and all that bullshit. Like, it was crazy what they... So if they would do that, if they would go to those links in those situations, I can't imagine that you wouldn't do it in football. You feel what I'm saying? NBA is a little different, but football, we know who runs that.
Yep.
So if you would do that in basketball, I could only imagine what you would do to a black dude that said, I'm not picking no more cotton in football.
Right. So my dad commented in the chat. He said, same thing is happening to, I can't say this last name. He said Cuomo. I don't know who that is.
Cuomo.
And he said Como. And he said the same thing happened to Weinstein, but yet they hush Big Ben's sexual assault issues.
Right.
It's hard to tell if it's a race issue or something else.
I agree.
I would definitely say that race plays a role because how willing they are when it is someone of color to just like blast it on social media, any form of media available. It's out there. Big Ben stuff is like they sweep it under the rug. Like, somebody made a good point. I can't remember who's the guy that's on I cannot think of his name right now, but he's a former NFL player. He's on one of those shows. Oh, and he was talking about
with how the bald head dude.
No, not the bald head dude.
Okay.
Brown skin guy. But the point of the matter was just like how they treat certain people. And like one of the things like he brought up was Tom Brady has an illegitimate child. Like while he was with he's with Giselle, he had another child, but they never like basically bring that up or like talk about that. You know, they kind of give him like this squeaky clean image of like this great football player, father. You know, he's almost like perfect, and it's like no, he's still, you know, he's still doing his thing just like everybody else.
Right, people are people. Yeah,
right.
It is an advertisement thing, and it's funny how in a world where advertisement makes you money, black folks get the most negative.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're paying for ad time regardless. You're paying for that negative ad time the same way you pay for that positive ad time. And it's ironic that you would pay for that negative so much for these black athletes, and you don't hear much from. What about the little black girl that just got choked up by the white lineman? She's still telling her story, and nobody's posting nothing about that.
That was dating the was he a Seahawk? Was he
Seahawk?
Yeah, you know, he tried to, he basically almost killed her.
Right, and she's speaking out. Yeah, she's speaking out, and
I didn't know that.
Where's her stories? She on Dateline and all this shit, but you don't hear nothing about none of that. But let a nigga lay naked on a massage table.
Well, think about the Ray Rice thing. How many times did they play his video? How many, like, what did he get suspended for, a year? Like, what was his suspension? I don't even know.
Definitely, I think.
Yeah, I don't think he came back into the league.
And that was just from him dragging his girl into. I think he did get to come back, but I think that was just from him dragging his girl into the elevator.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt came back.
I think, Ray Rice, I think, is the one that actually knocked fire into his woman. I thought that was the video where he actually hit her. I thought.
Well, we ain't gonna recant the video SVU, but
well, the point of the matter is we saw him do it. There's evidence he did it. Same thing with the guy from the Seahawks. We know that he beat his girlfriend up at the time and almost killed her. So it's like, if you have that type of proof, then where's the punishment? You know,
right?
Go back to Ohio State. Go back to Ohio State. What happened to the coach of Ohio State?
Which one?
Urban Meyer.
No, there was one that was on the staff that smacked this old lady and roughed her up.
The Urban Meyers dude. We
all talked about it. The women came out and told the whole story.
Oh, and they said Urban Meyer covered it up a little bit.
Right.
That died away in about 2 weeks.
Urban's staying some drama.
I don't know. You know, what do you do? What do you do? Like, seriously, what do you do in those situations? Like, I need to know what the proper protocol is. If I'm at work and somebody comes up to me like, "Hey, man, I just smacked my girl a couple times," like, should I get in trouble for not saying anything?
No,
you know, like,
yeah.
So I just need to know, like, what's the protocol if I work for, if I'm in athletics? Like,
what?
Do they have the same rules? Because clearly they don't. So I need to know what the rules are.
So it was a morality clause because you're dealing with children that you're supposed to report any acts that like are criminal. That was in his morality clause is what they tried to say why he could get in trouble for not.
But my thing is just like, okay, so if I'm the head coach, I'm the only one that has to report it. Everybody should have been in trouble.
I mean, I said that. I did say that.
Yeah,
that's why I said I need to know the rules, because it's like, okay, are my rules different than everybody else's?
Right.
Do I have to be the leader on any situation that arises? If people knew before me that she was getting beat up, like, why does it have to wait till it gets to me before somebody saves her?
Unless they knew that Urban put in that work and had some brass knuckles in his back pocket, and they was like, Urban, he hit her. Are you gonna do something or what?
Well, Brittany, you bring up
I don't think it's a responsibility.
Well,
I agree. And the same thing. I mean, I hate to say it, and but with like the Ray Rice thing, it's not anyone. Like, I'm sure that men in the NFL have been beating their wives since they started. So it's like now they're like, oh, okay, well, you can't play for us because you do that. Like, come on now, are we?
Or maybe it's a messy thing. Maybe it's a messy thing. Maybe it's like a rule of thumb in the NFL where it's like, we don't mind you beating your wife, just don't have footage of it. Don't let us see it.
Let's go really realistic, man. I really don't understand this beating your wife stuff, crap, and all this really stuff to this. You know what? I came up a rough way, and I'm telling you right now, it's reaction sometimes. Ray Rice was not known for beating his wife. he cold cocked her because he spit on him, and that was, you know what? If you spit on me, my reaction was just cracking your head. I didn't think about it at the time.
Well, I mean, not to get into it like that, but it was
crazy.
more than that. I mean, she was hitting him they had a video of her hitting him before that took place.
Right,
as well.
I'm just saying.
But here nor there. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, and I'm not trying to defend like abuse.
I get you too, because I know you.
And I'm not either. I want to be very clear.
Right.
I do not condone men hitting women, and I'm not saying that Ray Rice.
That's what God gave you feet for. No, I'm just playing.
What I'm saying is, the bottom line is everybody need to keep your hands to yourself. Period.
Right. No, I agree.
Because she beating on him, hitting on him, then spitting on him, and be nothing. Not one thing is said about her whatsoever.
But she's not endorsed. She's not in. You're held to a higher
standard
once
I know what you're saying.
They sign that.
So I feel like this, like you said, she's not endorsed. So in his case, I feel like he should have lost his endorsements if they didn't. If they feel like that didn't represent their brand, but his job.
Right.
Come on now.
And I understand what you're saying. Saying that does not represent the NFL brand that's a misnomer. You can't say that when we know that all these people have been caught for this in the past that have continued to play.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. Well, here. I have a couple things. So my dad said this earlier on the Deshaun Watson thing. He said all the players need to walk around with body cameras, laugh out loud.
Oh shit! God damn. We need to work on the police before we get to that. Shit, let's fix that. Make the players walk around with them.
The other point I'll say is,
are they taking them in the shower?
Right. What's going on? Right. But listen, a segue to that, Brittany. My dad had said something that I was thinking, but he put in the chat too. He said, "Look at what happened to the Joe Paterno situation back at Penn State." Y'all remember they said his family said he died of a heartache or being heartbroken at an old age.
I bet he did too.
They wanted him to snitch on old boy when he was supposedly, they said, messing around with them kids or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The coach, defensive lineman coach, whatever his name was at Penn State that's locked up now. They wanted Paterno to snitch. I don't remember if he
Paterno?
Yeah.
Was it Paterno?
Yeah. It was Paterno. I don't remember if he got fired or if he stepped down.
Yeah, fired.
Which one?
Yeah, he did get
fired. Got fired. Right. And then he died, like shortly after. Like, you know what I mean? So
but I mean, that's also an alleged, because that's speculation. We don't know what he knew. We don't know what, he's an old ass man. He may be singular focused on only that football field, and he's not worried about anything else going on. You know what I mean? So I don't want to automatically assume that he got heartbroken because he didn't snitch on his boy for fucking kids.
I mean, if there was ever a time to snitch.
Right. You know what I mean?
Well, he got heartbroken. He got heartbroken because he got fired. It wasn't.
That's why I said, that's what I was thinking. The fact he lost.
Because I'm a legend there. Yeah, I'm a legend here. This is what I didn't go out on my terms, and I'm older, and y'all literally broke my heart. Like y'all, they dang near should. That's a different story. But anyways, the other part that I'll say about the whole domestic abuse stuff is look at Earl Thomas III's wife last year. Remember that story, y'all, when it came out when it said his wife tried to kill him, had a gun to his head, or he was getting ready to really kill him.
Wide receiver?
He's a safety. I think he's
safety. Okay.
He used to play for the Seahawks. He plays for
He's a free agent. He's a free agent right now. He played for the Ravens. They let him go.
We'll take you, Earl.
Listen.
Who you like?
I'm a Browns fan.
Oh, Brittany, get out of here. You ain't doing that.
Man, you better leave her alone.
I'm just saying.
Y'all had a good season last year. I will give respect, but other than that, girl,
you better leave her alone with her brownies, dog pound.
Right.
I'm a Raider,
but no,
but
my whole point is,
I wore orange. I wore orange with Britt, so shut up, Malcolm.
Wait, you're a Browns fan too? You're a Browns fan too?
Nah, he a Raiders. He a Raider fan. That's where I got it from. That's him.
Started, Brittany.
No, he ain't from no damn LA.
They ain't never touched down probably in LA.
Hey, I lived in California for 8 years.
Have you, Pops? Okay. All right, Pops, you get a pass with Cliff. Cliff, you just hopped on the bandwagon. At least I was a rebel with my dad.
Well, why didn't you have me there, nigga? Shit. Why didn't you have me in that bitch? What did you have me here for? God.
Hey, I lived there from 1 to 9. So San Francisco.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, I'll pick Columbus.
So my dad said that Paterno did tell the athletic director about that coach.
Oh, so he did know something.
Right. But maybe they're saying he didn't tell them as soon as like it happened. So I guess maybe it was the whole situation.
Listen, he passed. Let that nigga rest.
Right.
We ain't here to once again go over his specific case, but I mean, I guess to wrap it up, the moral of the story, what I'm gathering is that shit happens behind closed doors. You feel what I'm saying? And now in college, I would imagine it would be more so a reason to speak up quicker than in the league, because you're dealing with grown men in the league. Not saying that these kids aren't grown, but they're still kids. They're still under your care once they enrolled into that school. So they're still children at that point. But wrap that all the way up, not to jump into anything more depressing, but the Phillip Adams murder-suicide. My number one question is, of course you had to throw that out there.
Absolutely, just so the world knows.
But first and foremost, God bless everybody involved, close friends and family, all that. But I saw that they were examining for evidence of CTE, as I would imagine they should. But number one question is, what could be changed to limit risk in the future, if anything, when it comes to the NFL? My number one thing that comes to mind is, like they've been saying for years, remove the equipment. Make it rugby rules. Remove the equipment and you won't have people head-to-head contacting so much. Like that's what I thought the equipment was for me to use as a weapon. You gave me a helmet, so I'm gonna crack you with it. So if you remove that equipment, there is no heads up anymore. It's more so shoulder to shoulder.
You still have head-to-head collisions. That's just natural.
No, of course, but you won't have people aiming for them. You won't have people spearing, right. You know what I mean? Like leading with their head. You're not going to go head-to-head with somebody with no pads on. You don't see it in rugby. You see people lower, but it's usually for shoulder impact, not head impact.
Right.
I've never seen two men hit like that with no helmet on. Never in my life.
Me and my son do every other day. That's a different story.
Yeah. Y'all both suck. No, I'm just
but at the same time, you know, whether it's intentional or not, like we know these things are gonna happen though. Like even though to your point, you may not be going for the head-to-head,
right?
They're gonna happen. I think you should do more mental health evaluations throughout a season to check people's progress or brain scans to say, hey, you know, we see a decline or a change. We need to get ahead of this now before it.
That's a great.
Else.
Listen,
so here's my thing with that. What are you saying that they start doing these tests? They run these tests every year. I don't know what the signs, you know, what they would have to see. And then when they get to a certain percentage, like, okay, we're starting to see some damage to your brain. If you get to that 10%, you're done. Like that's going to change the game. Like that's going to change the game. That's going to change.
Maybe
how
it should
play. Though. I would be more in favor of what you said, and it's like take the pad, take the protective armor off, and let them just get out there and play the same way. Because again, like you said, they're not going to lead with their head.
Period.
If they don't have a helmet on, you know, you're going to see them maneuver a little differently. So I'm more in favor of that, just so they can still kind of get out there and really be athletes, as opposed to kind of like now I think the game is kind of like tainted in a sense of like how they have to hit. Like sometimes they don't even want to sack the quarterback because they're afraid of
the angle they got to hit him at. We talked about that last week. We talked about that very thing last week, and I saw you, Papa King. That was exactly what I was about to say. You can bring the old leather helmets back. That's not going to be an incentive to make you still want to drop your head. That's just a little padding there. Bring the old leather helmets back and take the pads away altogether. I don't see an issue with that.
Yeah, I think so. 100%. 100%. And I guess he agrees with my point on the mental health evaluations.
I think that was a great point too.
Because a lot of even players who didn't really necessarily do anything like the Phillip Adams player did, but the players who are suffering, former players that are suffering now, they'll tell you like, you know, man, you know, I wish I would have caught this earlier, or I wish I would have, you know, got ahead of this. Now I'm depressed. Now I'm whatever situation is, or having health issues. You know what I mean? So get ahead of it early. Like take more brain injuries and mental health things seriously. I feel like in all sports, not even just football, but especially the ones like football, because they're more of the collision.
Right.
And,
and let's be honest, and I'm going to round it up and we're going to move on, but let's be honest.
I want to make a comment.
And I was about to ask you something too, but do your comment.
I'll let Malcolm finish.
No,
he had nothing to say.
Me personally, I don't really give a fuck about you getting hurt, injured, and brain damage. None of that bullshit. You get millions of dollars. It's the consequences. That's the consequences.
I agree.
Choice.
But
come in there to play a game of football.
But
my thing is take the headshots away. Then take the headshots away. But you know what? You don't got to penalize them so much for the headshot. You can't throw a good elbow anymore. You can't hit him with his shoulder anymore. Without getting a fine. Let them throw the elbows. Let them throw. You know what? If I gotta hit you harder, because I'm gonna make you hurt you because I can't use my head no more, I'm gonna try to hurt you in another way.
Right.
Bottom line is, let them play football. You're pissing them off. So let them play football. They get paid millions of dollars, dude. If you get a concussion, hey, you knew the risk. You knew the risk.
I agree with that 1,000%, but I think the issue comes from when it bleeds into the family life, when you're killing your families and you're going after the doctors that are treating you. That's when it becomes.
The point. I'm saying you got to sign this contract. The doctors ain't got shit to do with this. You sign a contract, you get 30, 15, 20 million dollars a year, $30 million a year. You get your head split, or you get something. Man, your family gonna live nice without you. You gonna be fine. You took the risk. If you scared, get the hell out the game. Boxers get hit every day with a good shot. They get hit with a good shot to the head. They get hit with a good shot every day. They don't got no headgear on.
Right.
And their family got to deal with the consequences of concussions, brain damage, whatever. You're playing a sport you get millions of dollars for. Quit acting like a little bitch.
No, I agree. I agree with that. But what I will say is, answer me this. I remember as far back as CTE trauma with Junior Seau when he killed himself. Beforehand, how many can you name? And my next question would be, what exactly is changing in football to where it's more prevalent now?
Did he commit suicide?
Yeah.
He did.
Robin Williams did too, and he didn't play football. It's your personality. It's who you are.
Depression. That was depression.
I get it. I mean, I get it.
Depression. It's who you are.
You know what? You're
actually,
right.
I actually kind of feel like
You're right.
Like.
Go ahead, Britt.
I'm sorry, Cliff.
No, go ahead.
Say, with Robin Williams, he committed suicide, but they said that he actually had Alzheimer's. Like he was early on Alzheimer's. So I think that played a role. A lot of these athletes, that's another thing that comes with it. Like their brain is not fully functioning anymore.
Parkinson's.
So that's when they they have the Alzheimer's and stuff like that too.
That's a great
point. And the one person that I can name before Junior Seau, I'm sure you guys all remember, was Chris Henry. They said that his brain was he was the Bengals wide receiver that jumped off the back of a truck.
Yes. But that was after, wasn't it? That was after Junior Seau.
That was before.
Was it?
Junior Seau. I thought it was before. I'll check. But I thought he was before Junior Seau.
But I mean, they're still in the same realm. It's still similar timing. Like what? So what's changed?
My thing is, a lot of this is childhood trauma. Some of these people got some problems from the beginning,
and we're blaming it on CTE.
Just because you got a lot of money, you play football. Now you want to blame it on football. Junior Seau has been out of football for a while, so now all of a sudden you don't know what his woman did to him. You don't know what his kids had done to him. You don't know if he got hit by a car. You don't know what he fell off his bicycle. But yet you want to say, "Oh, it was football."
No, I get it.
You don't know what happened to this man.
I get it.
Hey, but he living a whole lot better than a whole lot of other people. He had a chance. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, Pops. Go ahead.
What I'm saying is, every time somebody in football gets injured, you know what? Earl Campbell can barely walk now. You watch his films, he got hit a lot.
Right.
He ain't committing suicide. He ain't getting injured. Them football players.
Well, they say certain people are more susceptible than others, though.
Right, but I'm saying, but that's their personality. It's what they came up, the lifestyle.
I see
you know
where
what?
you're getting at.
If you had 10 players and all 10 players, 9 out of 10 did what Junior Seau did, then I would give you that.
Right.
You're saying 1 out of millions.
Right.
Now all of a sudden we got a problem. Cut it out.
No, I
we also don't know. We also don't know a couple different factors. We also don't know what's in your genetics. We also don't know how long you've been playing football. We also don't know because before you made it to the NFL, Pops, you might have got your head banged around several times since little.
Oh, you did. No, you did. It's a fact. You're gonna a little bit before you get to.
So after that, because y'all think about it, a lot of these players been playing since probably what they were 4 or 5 years old. Maybe
right.
3. So then they go on to play in the NFL. Maybe some of them, right? Maybe 8. I don't know, 10. Let's say 10 to 20 seasons, give or take. That's what 30 plus years or so of contact sport.
How many of them had abusive fathers?
Right. That's true too. There's different factors. I mean, it is hard to gauge it. Now my dad just said 5 guys from the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive side killed themselves. This is what started the research. I do remember seeing a documentary on that.
Oh wow. Is that the Will Smith movie? Was that what sparked the Will Smith movie?
I know what you're talking about. Concussion, yeah.
I give you that. Now, that makes sense.
I don't know if that specific did, but I know the CTE, the rise in CTE did, but
right.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
Now I'm no doctor, but what I would say, like what I get from the whole CTE thing is there's some brain damage there. And with the brain damage, and it's going to be different for each person, but with the brain damage, it affects your reasoning. So, somebody can have thoughts of suicide and just go on about their day.
Right.
Whereas when you have that CTE and you have that thought of suicide, you go ahead and carry it out because you don't have that other side to reason with.
Right.
And that's where I think the CTE could come into play, is that your reasoning skills, your full brain function is off. So it's like where you would say, okay, a perfect example would be like Aaron Hernandez, right? A lot of people that knew him say that they didn't see that killer side of him. But if he has CTE, like they say that he may have, then when you get the feeling like I'm gonna kill him or I'm gonna kill her, like instead of like just blowing it off and going about your day, like he's really trying to carry it out because his brain is not functioning like it should.
But once again, going back to my pop's point, I feel like that comes from your upbringing too, and we all know the kind of people Aaron Hernandez was running with even before the NFL.
Look at Kelly Winslow Jr.
He keeps picking on him.
Look at his wife. Man, his wife was beautiful, but he'd rather rape homeless, ugly, old women living on the street.
Oh yeah, I did hear.
Ellen Winslow did that.
His son.
Junior.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
He just got a sentence the other night, about a month ago, for so many years. But the bottom line is he was raping ugly, old, homeless, toothless women, jacking off in parking lots and stuff like that with women. With ugly women, and you had a beautiful wife at home.
With ugly women.
But my thing is this:
one man's trash.
If you want to talk about football, Mike Tyson was banging people in the head on a religiously basis. How come we ain't hearing nothing about? Why did they put on helmets?
Well, there was the one dude who killed Max Kellerman's brother that they said, and then that one dude Sanchez, not Salvador Sanchez, it wasn't Sanchez. The dude that damn, I can't think of his name. You know what I'm talking about? He was a little Mexican dude. He beat somebody to death or something like that.
He
came out like right before Manny Pacquiao hit the scene. They were saying that Manny Pacquiao had his fighting style, like he was real aggressive, and I guess he beat somebody to death outside the ring. And they were saying that the dude that killed Max Kellerman's brother and him both may have suffered from CTE. But even still, to your point, out of those two are the only that I know stories like that on, out of the whole.
Which one had 100 fights? Chavez or
Julio Cesar Chavez? Yeah.
Okay, so he had 100 fights. How come he ain't killed himself? He got hit in the head a lot.
Wars, and they were
right.
Wars.
So, my point is he was hitting the head a lot.
Some people are more susceptible.
So my
Look at Ali. Ali had the shakes, and Julio Cesar Chavez is still coaching his son.
So my point exactly is this: stop messing with football because some people had mistakes. We should all stop driving cars because you have an accident every now and then.
Right. No, I get what you're saying. I get
So
it.
cut it out. They
I
get
get
paid
it.
millions of dollars. Sorry for your loss, sweetheart. Because
Okay.
your husband provided you with a lot of money.
Next question, and we'll move on. If they were to remove all equipment and add the leather helmets, does that increase or decrease the level of people wanting to watch?
Decrease.
You think?
Yeah, it won't be as explosive. It won't be as exciting. It won't be the same.
I think that would be my first initial reaction or thought, and then I think of the crossover possibility from rugby, the right. International that would, more so come to football because now you've created a more so rugby-like game that they may want to watch as well.
And I agree with you, Cliff, because Pops, you got to think that NFL, especially in football itself, has been changed. I mean, look at the Steelers and the Raiders. Look at your guys' teams back in the 70s. Look back at those highlights in those games. I mean, that was a street brawl a lot of the times, right?
Right.
You don't do that now, and you still watch. So my whole point is the game's always changed. It's always became less aggressive.
That's a great point.
That's a good point. But the offensive lineman back then was 186 pounds.
Right.
You're right.
Now they 400 pounds.
Yeah. But I mean, I just feel like, what I'm saying, like I said, it just got less aggressive and we still watch for the most part. So I feel like as long as it's still the game of football overall, the minor
they will watch. They will watch.
I think I'm now I don't want to jump the gun in saying, but I think I might be a little more interested to see you take your pads off and see what kind of hits and what kind of runs take place at that point.
What can you really do?
Right.
How you're grabbing people. Like I'd have to watch the first season.
Right.
Sure.
I just took the first 5.
Yeah, I gotta
first
watch
5 seasons, you gonna make them.
Yeah, because the running backs are gonna do a whole lot better because Chris Henry running through the hole that fast and you got no equipment on. I'm not getting it.
That's a problem.
Right.
When you can't lower your head and shoulders and.
Yeah, Chris Henry gonna run you over. It's a little different.
But but look at rugby. You see the big ass Samoan dude all day running all the little people over in the rugby field. Ooh. It's no different.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then does that change just positionally? Now do you start seeing tight end size wide receivers? Because now I got to worry about a cornerback taking you one-on-one, and even if you make the catch, how do I know that tight end or that cornerback can stop a tight end size receiver from running you over and going to the end zone? I feel like there's a lot of good things that come with taking the pads away. I'm not going to say that it couldn't go downhill as well, but I think it could be interesting.
It'd be nice. I mean, I'd still watch it. I'm going to watch it because I'm a fan, but I'm still saying it's not going to be the same collisions. Like.
But I think me and Malk, we just solved the NFL. So instead of random drug testing, how about we random brain check and take the pads away?
Right, I agree.
And we'll see how that goes. Moving on, we'll wrap it up here. Coming up, we'll get to fight night. Tonight is fight night. We got Sergey Lipinets, 16-1-1, facing the undefeated Jaron Ennis, who I think is about to be the next best welterweight of all time. That's just a quick thing. I'm go over that because I know I didn't get a chance to send everybody highlights and all that. Sergey has no chance. They fought one time before. The fight ended by a stoppage because one of them got cut before 4 rounds, so it wasn't a loss on either one's record, but now it's a rematch, and he was getting his ass whipped before that cut happened. The odds were minus for Jaron Ennis minus 1,450. So you got to put $1,450 down just to win 100 if you betting on him.
Okay. Say that again, Cliff.
His odds were minus 1,450. So he was the favorite by 14. So you got to put $1,450 to win $100 if you betting on him type shit. But this is supposed to be his step up to see if he's ready to take on the likes of Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, all that. But of course, he has to get a belt before he can do so. So I'm interested to see what his next shot is after this. Not to look past his opponent, but I'm interested to see what's next in order for him to be put in the rankings where he should be, because I think he'll clear it out. I think he has a good chance.
So you said who? You said Sergey's gonna win.
Sergey Lipinets? No. Jaron Ennis. He's my favorite fighter out right now, so I may be a little biased there, but I don't see anybody with as much talent as he has all around out the gate. So I'm rocking with him right now. Quick move pass into some things. I don't want to know y'all's take on Mike Tyson announced he's fighting Evander Holyfield again.
No.
Right. Yeah.
That fight's taking place May 29th. I have 2 questions about that. One is, how many ears do we start with? How many ears do we end with? First question. Second question, is there really a lane for retired fighters to fight in an organization?
Yes.
I think so too.
I think it's really entertaining, but the thing is, Mike's not taking it serious. If you're getting high before the fight, you're not really taking it serious.
Well, you know, he got his own. Don't he have his own weed strain?
Yeah, he has his own.
He got his own field.
He grows his right.
You got to use your products now.
Allegedly, he smoked $40,000 worth of weed a week.
Well, him and his whole
partners,
his whole organization.
Okay, because I'm like, what is that? Like,
because he supplies the people that work with him at the farm with weed too. So
and they all smoke 40 grand worth of weed.
Listen, that was around the number that he said.
There was a number, but I'm not sure for a fact, and I don't want to make a mistake again. But my thing is, when he was high when he fought Roy, he was like, "But you took it,
Right.
He was like, yeah, but you took it. That's all that matters.
Right. He wasn't the same old Mike. He was not the same old Mike.
No, he was not aggressive. He was not mean. He was.
Oh, you could tell he could have knocked Roy Jones' bobblehead ass off a few times. And he was pulling them punches a bit. You could tell.
He could have lit his body up.
Man, listen, Roy was trying to shoulder roll and all this shit. Like, your old ass, first of all, put that shoulder up for your whole arm falls off. That's first. But, what you got?
I was gonna say, I think it's all entertainment. I mean, I think everybody knows that. It's purely entertainment. So you can't go into it thinking like I'm gonna get a good fight. Now, I did think that going into it, like, okay, I'm about to see something good. I can't wait to see. Because I wanted to see Mike Tyson like knock somebody's head off.
Oh,
know. So even at 50 or whatever he is, like I'm thinking this is gonna be great. Now my bad, 55. But I was entertained by the whole experience. So I think there is money to be made. Fun. I think he just found a new avenue. I feel like he's like, okay, I'm not, because Holyfield was who he wanted to originally fight, and Holyfield turned him down. So once Holyfield, like, hold on, y'all made how much money?
Well, he agreed.
Nobody's getting knocked out?
He did agree, but then when the terms came out of how they could fight, like since it's an exhibition, originally it was no punches to the head, or if they had punches to the head, they had to wear headgear. No going for the knockout. And when they released all those terms, Holyfield was like, I'm not fighting under that. Like, I want to fight if we're going to fight.
Right, because he thought it was like kind of like a diss to his profession. But now he sees how it went down. Like, hold on, I can do this. Well, I can make, what they fight, 5 minutes? Like, I can make this money. Like.
They fought like 5 2-minute rounds or something like that.
Yeah, like 4 match.
But
they're I'm sorry, Cliff, I gotta say this, but they're cussing on the it was the most broadcast. Entertaining fight that I've seen. Yeah, they're cussing on the broadcast. They got music, they got everything that we want. I thought it was a good time.
Did you like Snoop's broadcasting?
Oh yeah, I did.
He got annoying to me. He was annoying.
He did. He got
annoying to me.
Yeah.
I got annoyed after a while. But they brought him back.
I enjoyed the memes. I think the most.
The Nate Robinson joints, him and the Conor McGregor's.
That made it. That made it for me.
The sleepover with Conor McGregor and Nate Robinson and who else? It was somebody else there. I thought that was funny as fuck.
They said.
Well, who was Oscar fighting?
Oh, I was gonna segue into that. It's one of your favorites from back in the day.
Who's he fighting?
One of your favorite fighters from back in the day. Well, rumored to be a rematch between Oscar De La Hoya and Fernando Vargas.
Oh, real?
Yeah. Fernando Vargas and Oscar De La Hoya right now. You know, he got 3 sons that's fighting right now.
Ooh.
All undefeated. Fernando Vargas.
Oh, I say
Okay.
Vargas, I
He
can't
has
see.
he has 3 undefeated sons right now. I think one's an amateur and 2 are pros. They're all young. They're all like 21 to like 16 or something like that. But he got some young scrappers coming up for sure.
So who is that? So is it gonna be another exhibition type fight or Oscar fighting for real?
Oscar said he wants to
Probably
fight for
exhibition.
real. Oscar's trying to fight an actual fighter, but they said that they're not going to let him just jump back in the ring. So he has to. I guess this is his
So it proves
potential tune-up. You know what I mean? To see if
he
he's.
needs more money.
But that's what Tyson said too. Tyson said if he beats Evander, he might set his sights on Tyson Fury.
Ooh, don't do that.
Listen,
Tyson Fury.
he
Don't
said
do
he
that.
might want to jump back and try to go
He
for a
gonna
belt.
get his ass knocked out.
Listen, that's a problem.
He better-
Listen, I'm not.
that's-
It's gonna
that's
be
the current
bad.
Tyson.
I'm not a big
It's
fan
gonna
of
be
Tyson
bad.
Fury, but I don't want to see Mike hop in there with Tyson just yet.
I think he just talking. He got to be just talking shit.
I don't
There's
think so.
no
I think
reason
that's Mike's.
he would want to get in there.
I think Mike believe it. Mike believe it.
I think he had his 40,000 pounds. That's what I think he
What
had
up,
before
Kurt?
he said that.
You said you think he had his 40,000 pounds?
Yeah,
He said
He all
he's
of it.
smoking more.
Yeah,
He had to
but
put
no,
on-
Pops, are you a big boxing fan?
Oh,
Oh, he used to
boy.
box.
That's
You used to box?
That's an understatement.
Mhm.
Pops,
He-
I don't know
Yes.
if you heard me.
Yes.
Okay, so you are a big boxing fan. So what I wanted to know what you thought about this. I think there is a lot of money to be made. Hear me now.
Yeah.
Hear me now.
I'm listening.
In boxing, but with kind of like the exhibition fight, but with celebrity fights. I think people would pay
I think celebrity fights would be
big
better.
money,
I'm with
big
you.
money to see celebrities fight each other, but not with the restrictions that the entertainment that like Mike Tyson and them have, but just get out there. Of course, it's not
Go
going to be
for it.
professional.
Right.
Yeah, just
I would
go
like
for
to.
it.
I would like to see Stephen A. Smith fight. What are you
stupid.
laughing?
I'm
Not
gonna see
scared.
I like to see
I'm
Stephen A. Smith fight
already
Russell.
laughing.
Fight who?
Russ.
Russell Westbrook?
Westbrook.
Yes.
Man, you
That's
better
not
stop
right.
it. You trying to kill that
So,
man.
why do you?
I like to see
Russell
Stephen A.
Westbrook.
Smith fight Russell
You
Westbrook.
trying to kill that man. And he'd be better
Right.
off
I like to see Shaq fight Charles Barkley.
listen.
Oh,
I-
that's
I'd
Shaq
to
all
see
day.
that.
I'd like to
That's
see
Shaq all day.
I'd like to see Rappaport fight KD. Let both
Right.
them
I'll
clowns
pay to
fight.
see that.
I
I'll
want
pay
to
to
see
see that.
Westbrook fight. I think they should let Westbrook fight Beverly. I think that'd be a great fight.
Patrick Beverly.
I would pay top dollar
Hey,
to see that.
hey,
That's a good-
Brittany,
that's a
Brittany,
good-
Brittany, I got a better one. It's a box office.
Hold up, y'all handle that.
Uh-oh.
I want to see my boy Dame Dollar fight Russell Westbrook because y'all know Dame Dollar ain't no chump and he's from the streets of LA. I wanna see Dame
Now
Dollar
that
and
would be a
Westbrook
good.
beat
I would pay top dollar for that too.
Right.
So after
Hey, hey, I like to see Nicki versus Cardi.
Oh yeah, I mean, hey,
my money would be
hey,
on.
a
Oh,
lot of weave would be falling out. I'm sure.
It'd be a lot of butt juice everywhere too.
Yeah, they would be exploding. They all made up. It'd be all types of
I can't stand you, Pops. I cannot
plastic
stand
and
A lot.
Somebody-
silicone.
somebody boo.
Hey, I like
Might
to
be-
see it. I'm 100% behind the celebrities. That'd be
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's
Janet-
money in that. I think
it's
it's
a big money. I
in
would
that.
pay for them. I'd pay for
Might
them.
be
Sure.
a- Might be a Janet Jackson moment with the Super Bowl back in the day. Somebody's nipple might slip out or something. Gotta cut the
I
camera.
mean, possibly because I can't see them coming in with nothing baggy on. They gonna try and look,
right? You know what I
cute.
mean?
Yeah.
Right. It's a oops.
So-
What I missed?
It might be
Nothing?
funny, but I still want to see it.
no, your dad had his classic shower moment. You missed it. It was hilarious.
Well, I'll see it on the playback.
Pop said, Pop said he want to see Cardi and Nicki duke it out. He said, be a lot
You
of
know
butt
what?
juice.
That would be a good
It needs the
one.
butt
I'm
juice.
with that. I'm with that.
Hey Cliff,
one.
you know who I said that Brittany said she'd like to? I said, what about Dame Dollar versus Russell Westbrook? That'd be a nice
Yeah.
little fight.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I
I
can see
think
that.
I would put my money on. Oh, that would be a hard one. I actually like both of them.
I feel like Russell's an internet thug.
No, I
got
know.
my money on
You know, Dame be putting out his little boxing training.
Does he box?
Yeah.
I didn't know he actually.
I don't know.
And he raps.
He says he spars. He never put out any sparring training, but he's put out mitt work and all that.
He's from LA.
I don't
Hey,
know.
Mike Tyson do the old men, right? So Mike Tyson need to bring on Arnold Schwarzenegger versus
Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone.
Come on, Arnold is gonna kill
Hey,
Sylvester
Cliff,
Stallone.
You
That
think?
wouldn't even be.
You think?
Yes.
All the Rocky training, he might
Man,
have a
listen.
little jab.
I think
Arnold
Sylvester
still
will take
work
him
out.
all day.
Right.
I think Rocky win all day.
No. Arnold
Hey.
still work out. Arnold still get in there.
Arnold had to be back.
Pump on-
He had to be saying, "I'll be back for round 2 in the second fight."
He
Chuck
gonna put
Norris
him on his back.
versus every old nigga in the world. He's still both
Hey.
flexing.
Chuck
I'm gonna go with
Norris
Chuck.
versus Van Damme. Oh,
Ooh.
hey, then you line him up and put Jaleel White. He beat him though.
Snap.
Oh yeah, no, he's still
He's
something.
still young. He got it. He
He's
beat
still
him.
something. He was a ranked
Right.
kickboxer.
Right. So
Who?
he win.
Jaleel
Urkel?
Jaleel White? No, not
Urkel?
I
Jaleel
believe
White.
that.
Michael Jai White.
Jai
is who
White.
I'm
Oh,
talking about.
I was
no,
getting ready
that's
to-
not a fair fight.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
gonna,
Michael
yeah.
Jai White. I said, and I'm agreeing with Jaleel.
Okay, what about him versus Wesley Snipes? Any type of fight.
Oh, now that'd be a good one.
Wesley, yeah, that would be
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that'd be a good one.
Listen, that's
I would
definitely
pay
an
for that
open
for sure.
market, ain't it? Where
But
Eddie,
I'm not gonna think Wesley will lose that one.
where Eddie Hearns when you need him? You think Russ losing? What would you say?
He said that he felt like Wesley would lose against Jaleel.
Jai
White.
Jalilin too.
Yeah, we keep bringing
Jai White.
Urkel back.
Right. Maybe the Urkel bot. The fuck?
I like to see Eddie versus what's his name? Eddie Murphy versus Martin Lawrence.
Eddie
Martin
Murphy.
Lawrence used to
Martin
box.
Lawrence, yeah, Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence used to box, so
I
my money is
I don't
on
think he
Martin
was a
Lawrence.
golden glove. I think he was a silver glove or something like that. Martin Lawrence was
Hey, Martin Lawrence ate Martin Lawrence. Y'all better look at Martin Lawrence now. He ain't in no
He
type
still
of
got
shape.
them hands.
No.
I don't
Yeah,
think he lose them hands
I
now.
bet he do.
Brittany, them hands and slot. I'll go ahead. Look, I'll go ahead and do a match myself. I'm confident against Martin Lawrence at this
You
point.
gonna be out there looking like
Listen,
what's old dude that got knocked out during the Mike Tyson fight?
I have
the basketball player.
who?
Oh, you know Nate Roberts.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
you gonna be out there looking like Nate Roberts. You gonna be the laughing stock of the internet.
Pops.
You get knocked out by Martin.
Pops, I had
Hey.
Malcolm on the VR.
Yeah.
I had
Hey,
Malcolm on that boxing
take-
shit on the VR.
You see that young boy get knocked
I
out by
take some money.
He was throwing all
I'll
straight
take some
punches like he was doing arm cardio on the mitts. Just straight punches.
I'll take some
all
money.
day.
Listen, you never know what Malk got up his sleeve. But
Yeah,
hey, my
listen,
dad
hey.
said my
Hey,
dad said he said RuPaul and Big Frida or Big Freda.
Oh, I'm going with Big
I'm
Frida.
going Big
No,
Frida
no,
all
but I'm
day.
going with Big Frida.
And
That's
she
it.
from the New Orleans? Get the fuck
Yeah,
out of here.
Rue too old for
He
Big
get
Frida.
his people
Like,
ass fucked up.
even in Rue's
He
prime, I don't
said
think he could take Big Frida.
RuPaul Big Frida. That is funny as hell.
We're gonna have to get you on soon, Dad.
Yeah, we
you
got
yeah,
to.
we gotta get him on. 'Cause he's
That's-
got
We
another.
gotta get you on.
That's
soon.
funny as
He's
hell.
on a ru-
Okay, well, we'll
You're
wrap it
wrong.
up. Let me think. Before we do the hit the showers, what's my questions gonna be? How we gonna do this?
Did we explain to Brittany? I mean, she seemed like
No,
one of the-
I was
yeah,
just
my-
getting at-
Explain the hit the showers to
Okay,
Britt for me,
so-
please.
basically, Brittany, I'm sure you've seen the Breakfast Club. So similar
Yeah.
to that, not the same, Cliff. Our version of Donkey of the Day is hit the shower. So like who
Okay.
in sports? or
Ever
whatever
since he said that, it makes me not like
Go
it
home.
anymore. Right.
Oh,
But
what?
That
It's
now
our
that
own version.
I never
It's
thought
always
of
a
like
version of
thought
it.
of it like the donkey of the day, and now I feel like we biting or something. But it's okay.
No.
You gotta bite a little bit.
Okay.
Right.
You gotta bite a little bit.
So, Justin Fields, that's what I want. Justin Fields estimated a landing in
30
the
seconds.
draft, 32nd, and then give me y'all's hit the showers.
Ladies first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just put her on the spot.
I'm gonna say
That's
he
just-
goes after the 5th pick, sometime after the 5th
Okay.
pick. What was the second question, Cliff? I'm sorry.
Oh, the second was just your hit the showers. Who?
I don't feel like I should start hit the shower because I'm not.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll tell you who my hit the shower
Okay.
is. You know who I gotta say my hit the shower is. Everybody know who should hit the shower this week. Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
He has to hit the shower.
Oh, that's
Paulie
my girl
P.
right there.
He has
Paulie
to hit the
P.
showers
But did he
He's
did
alone.
Yes,
alone?
he's-
Right.
alone.
By himself.
You
But
did
yeah,
good on
but-
that one.
Do you feel like he did too much wrong? Or do you feel like it was more because you work for ESPN owned by Disney, you can't really advertise that like that?
Yeah, I feel like what I wanted to ask you guys, because you guys are guys, and sometimes we think differently.
Right.
I feel like Paul Pierce is a little older, and
Right.
I feel like he should be able to have his fun without advertising it, right?
Definitely.
So what would make him at this age be like, I'm gonna go ahead and show that I'm smoking, I got my strippers? What makes you like? What told you that it was okay?
Midlife crisis.
He's done this a million times, I'm sure. So it's like, why now? Do you feel like the world needs to know?
Aaron might have said that.
Well, yeah, Aaron. I think Aaron said midlife crisis. But in Paul Pierce's defense, this is the same dude that when emojis came out, copied and pasted an emoji onto his text message. So maybe he just isn't aware of technology like that to know that it would have been widely broadcast to everybody when he hit that live button. I mean, maybe I'm giving him too much. Maybe I'm giving him too much.
I can't give you that if you're on TV every day. I can't give you that.
I'd say he's the idiot.
Yeah, he is dumb for
Absolutely.
that. He's dumb for that.
And he has no class. Money don't make class.
You right.
I don't mess with Paul like that because he kind of don't like LeBron. He spit at the bench.
He spit at LeBron's. That was too much for a dude. Any dude that chooses to spit is just like, what kind of shit is that? You're a spitter? You're gonna spit at me? Man.
He has no class. He's not a man. He's still a child. You know, just because you're grown don't make you. Just because you're old
doesn't make you mature.
You're right.
Yeah.
You right.
He's an idiot.
That was a great
money,
one.
Man. And you know what? And if you follow him around more, then he probably show you more stupidity.
No, I agree. I agree there.
Probably still wrong with the same retard that he grew up with.
Probably hasn't grown much.
You might not be wrong. Well, what about you, Pops? You got a lot to say. Who should hit the shower?
Mine is number
Justin
3.
Fields first. Okay,
number 3.
Number 3. Who's that? 49ers?
Yeah. I think he'd be good at the 49ers. I think he'd be good behind Garoppolo. I think he's got the game for the 49ers. And my hit the shower will be myself because I really blew it last week.
It was Herring. Jamal Herring won that fight. Yeah. You
I
got half of it right though. Frampton did retire after the fight, but it was Jamal Herring.
But I messed up though on that one. I read it wrong, and I should have studied a little bit more. But I was trying to hurry up and I rushed my notes.
Players fuck up too.
We forgive you, Pops. We forgive you
too, baby. Players fuck up too.
I had to mess. I messed up. I showed my maturity. I got some.
We all mess up.
Listen, and I gave my hit the showers to myself. That I can't remember what my mess up was, but it happened. So we ain't gonna hold it against you. But interesting that you say that, and I'm gonna pass it to you, Mark. But interesting that you say that is because Jamal Herring won. He now has 30 days to either fight Shakur Stevenson or vacate his title. And they're friends because they was both in the Olympics. You know what I mean? So they're closer than. So it's funny to see how it's playing out. And neither of them wanted to end up fighting each other. But I'm interested to see if he'll be willing to say, fuck it. I mean, you my little homie, but let's take the fight. You know what I mean? Why move for anybody? You got the belt. Don't move for anybody.
Right. Are you willing to give up your title for a friend?
Listen, it could be my little brother. You going to have to take this from me. You hear what I'm saying? I'm not moving for you. So if you want it, come get it.
Gotta come get it.
Right.
Still in the family.
Right. You know, right?
You still got it because you can come look at it.
The belt's still here.
You can come over here and rub it all you want, but you're not getting it that easy.
Right. All right, what about you, Mark? What you got for Justin Fields draft? Hit the shower.
I'm gonna say Fields probably goes. Let's say fourth. Let's say fourth pick, first round. And I'm gonna say my hit the showers is gonna be Andre Drummond for my Lakers.
Okay.
I hit the showers.
Explain.
He ain't did nothing since he got there.
Exactly. You ain't did nothing since you got there, and you got this nagging toe injury. And when you get in the game, you don't do much. You're not an impact at all. And we need you to step up, but you being the big man. So Andre Drummond hit the showers. Go back to Cleveland. And you belong.
They'll all be healthy at playoffs. All three of them.
Right. That'll be the best. That'll be the best. Sit them out until then. Okay.
That's what they want to do anyway.
Right. So what I'm gonna say is, You know what? Let me buy some time too, because I definitely didn't update these credits. So what I'm going to say is I'm gonna give 2 hit the showers. First for Justin Fields. Who got the 4th pick? It's the Jags, the Jets, the Niners,
And
Jags,
Falcons,
Jets,
I believe.
and the Falcons. Yep, you're absolutely correct.
yeah, the Falcons.
4th to the Falcons. I can see that. Either him or Trey Lance. And I think that the Falcons would be smarter to do Trey Lance as opposed to Fields. And the only reason why I'm gonna say that, the only reason why I say that people got Fields high is because he ran that 4.40. He showed his athleticism. He got a decent arm. Right, he got a decent arm and all that. But I feel like Trey Lance runs a 4.56, which isn't giving much off of that, and he's more accurate. And as we discussed, he's already comfortable in an NFL setting playing for North Dakota State. But I will say he's gonna go, I would say 4th. And then for my hit the showers, I'll give 2 of them. I'm gonna give 2 hit the showers. One is gonna go to Mac Jones burning tire belly ass. That motherfucker's out of shape, man. Get in shape before you come out on that field, man. And then the second one, not to be a victim blamer, but it's going to any professional massage therapist that's scared of an asshole naked massage. If you're scared to give an asshole naked massage and you're a professional massage therapist, hit the motherfucking showers.
Right.
Until you tell me something else happened, and then I'll say, I'm so sorry that I said hit them showers. That was not right of me. Hit them showers.
Onto the table.
But anything else? Does anybody have anything else?
Hey, I want to say a shout out to Britt. She did well. I didn't think, she came hard tonight. She's on her game plan. So I'm gonna give you that. I'll give you that, Mama.
Listen,
Thanks, Pops. I appreciate
Glad
you.
to have you on the show. You gave us a little
knew it.
spice and a little flower. So you good. Every day's got to have a flower. So, there you go. I give it to you. Big well.
Appreciate you guys.
Definitely enjoyed having you on, Brittany. You definitely got to come back.
Well, to all my shower heads out there, we appreciate you for tuning in. We appreciate everybody in the comments. Mama Mal, Kurt, Les, Pops, all that. We will see you next time. I don't know when that will be. Most likely Wednesday for an NBA show. But we'll see how we go. As always, be good or be good at it.
Yes.
What?
Hey, Cover King. Cover King.
And for
Thank you.